Okay, well, thank you very much, and thank you to Red Cloud for inviting me to present to you all, and thank you all for showing up. My name is Rob Macdonald. I'm the Vice President of Exploration for Equity Metals Corporation, and I'll be speaking today about primarily about our flagship project, the Silver Queen project, located in central British Columbia. Okay. Oh, it looks like it. I will be making forward-looking statements, so I'm a geologist. That tends to be what we do for a living, so please be warned as I go through the presentation. With investment highlights with Equity Metals, we have a high-grade resource at our Silver Queen project located in central British Columbia. We've had some fantastic assay results that help drive news flow and act as catalysts for the stock moving forward. In December, we announced a resource update to our flagship project, the Silver Queen project. It included a 187% increase on a silver equivalency basis in the indicated category and 30% increase on a silver equivalent basis in the inferred category. So we're seeing effective exploration as we continue to work and advance our Silver Queen project. We have other assets within the company, and I will touch on those quite briefly, primarily diamond assets in the Lac de Gras region of the Northwest Territories, as well as we have some silica project in Saskatchewan, as well in southern BC, a royalty on the Greenwood, on a project adjacent to the Greenwood Mill. We are funded to continue exploration in 2023, funded for around a 5,000 to 6,000 meter drill program. We'll be starting that drill program within the next 5 weeks or so, and then continue doing some surface work on the Silver Queen project, and then a follow-up drill program a little bit later in the year, probably the June timeframe. And again, feature experienced management team and geological team with track records of exploration and corporate success. So these are the highlights from our December 2022 resource estimate. We have indicated resources totaling 62.8 million ounces silver equivalent, and inferred resources totaling 22.5 million ounces silver equivalent. That combines to around 85 million ounces silver equivalent in both categories, and that translates to just over 1 million ounces on a gold equivalency basis. Capital markets profile for the company. We're trading in and around the 17 to 18 cents range, gives us around just over a $20 million market cap. You can see the share ownership there, as well as our latest chart. And you can see on the chart in the December timeframe the results of putting out our resource update with a sharp uptick in the share price. So the markets are watching, and as we continue to advance, particularly the Silver Queen project, we look at a further upside in the stock as we continue moving forward. An experienced board and management team. Again, some excellent exploration success, certainly within British Columbia, as well as corporate success worldwide. And so, looking at the property portfolio, the flagship asset of the company is the Silver Queen project located in central British Columbia. We assumed management of this company in 2019. And at that time, we received or just as we assumed management, we had a resource estimate that came in at around 440,000 ounces, or 39 million silver equivalent ounces. And then we've essentially upgraded that to the 85 million silver equivalent ounces. That breaks out into about 65% in precious metals, 35% base metals, primarily zinc as the base metal component. In the 2.5 years that we had the project, we've drilled over 25,000 meters. Again, we're funded to continue exploration into 2023. We have projects up in Lac de Gras, diamond projects. Those are at this point a little bit of the back burner. You don't go exploring in the Northwest Territories with a with a 20-cent stock. You should probably be have a slightly higher market cap to be able to explore for diamonds effectively up in the Northwest Territories. Silica project in Saskatchewan and the Greenwood royalty in southern British Columbia. So Silver Queen project, we're located in the Skeena Arch of central British Columbia. We're surrounded by past producing mines, several mines on care and maintenance, like Huckleberry and Daco, Grand Isle. Past producer Equity Silver is immediately adjacent to the project. Very well located. We've got some excellent infrastructure. The project has been known, the Silver Queen project has been known since 1912. There's been a number of operators on the project, small amount of mining in the 70s. Then the Hunt brothers took over the project. In the 80s, they did about 9 kilometers of underground development on the primary target, the number 3 vein. But then the silver price collapsed, and they collapsed, and the project went back to some junior operators at that point. We have positive metallurgy, and again, being able to complete over 25,000 meters over the last 2.5 years. This shows the property position, and we're very well located with this project. So we're south of the Golden Triangle, and we're located to the east of the Coast Range. So we're not in the mountains. It's very easy to get to the project. You can drive to the project from the town of Houston, which is located on Highway 16, which runs up through central British Columbia and up through to northwest British Columbia. In blue, you can see the Silver Queen project. Again, we're surrounded by some major mines like Huckleberry, major deposits like the Berg deposit. Sun Summit has a project, and I believe they'll be presenting tomorrow, so you might want to look out for that. And essentially, we're in porphyry territory, but there seems to be a down-drop block of mineralization that is more epithermal styled mineralization. And so the Sun Summit, very similar styles of mineralization. The Equity Silver, very similar styles of mineralization, and the Silver Queen. And so we're sort of in the epithermal zone of this broader porphyry district. Again, easy access. You can see the gate, essentially, or the roadway into the mine site where we have our camp. Very easy to get around on the project. It's basically forestry land and some ranch land in the area. So again, a very, very ideal place to work, and it's very cost effective to be working there. We look at around between $200 and $250 Canadian a meter, all in costs. That includes drilling, assays, geos, camp, some of my costs as well. All goes into that, and again, very, very effective exploration on the project. We're exploring mainly the epithermal vein system on the property, and it's located on the western third of the property. There's about 20 different veins that have been identified mainly through historical work. There's been over 500 holes drilled on the property. So we've been able to, basically climb on the shoulders of the people that came before us, and essentially verified mineralization within the number 3 vein, being able to extend that to the south and then into the NG3 vein system. There was historically about 40 drill holes within the camp vein. They weren't able to resolve the orientation of the vein, so it never made it into that earlier resource. We went in, we've drilled about another 50 holes. We've come up with what we believe is a very solid geologic model for the camp vein, and we're able to roll that mineralization into our mineral resources. There are multiple other veins throughout the property, both the northwest, southeast trending veins similar to the number 3, as well as more east-west vein set that we're seeing at the camp vein that extends laterally to the east into the Sveinson target, and those are areas that have been our main focus of drilling on the project. I'll draw your attention to the 2020 drilling, the photo of the core there. That's high-grade vein is with ruby silver, and that 30-centimeter interval assayed 56,000 grams per ton silver. and not on a silver equivalency basis, but 56,000 grams per ton silver. The camp vein, as you'll see, I'll get to that in a minute, but I'll just go through the mineral resource right now. We've upped the resource to 5.2 million tons. One of the key features of the resource is because of the work that the Hunt brothers did back in the 80s, we've again been able to step on their shoulders, and so we have a lot of the mineralization in the indicated category. 74% of the mineralization is in the indicated category. You see a breakdown of the resource. About 65% of the value is in gold and silver, 35% in base metals, primarily zinc. And so you can see and then the other feature of the project is, again, because of the drilling on the camp vein, we are able to retain our grade and our mineralization at higher and higher cutoffs. So the base case cutoff was $100 Canadian NSR cutoff. At a $200 NSR cutoff, we retain 84% of the mineralization. So again, it's been a quality of some of the previous work that's been done on the project. And again, we're able to build on that as we move the project, continue to move the project forward. And this is, what I was talking about in terms of the average grades. This is an example of the camp vein. It's one of the styles of veins that we have on the project, and you see some fantastic silver numbers: 56,000 grams silver, 11,000, 14,000, 10,000 grams per ton silver in the assay. So again, high quality, high grade mineralization, margin. That's what we like to see. When you move laterally to the east in the Sveinson, the number 3, and into the number 3, and then into the NG3 target, you see a little bit of a switch. It's a slightly different style of veins, more sulfides associated with it, and it tends to be a higher gold content in those veins. So you see a little bit of a switch. Higher grade gold mineralization and good silver mineralization, not as stunning as the camp vein mineralization, but quite good nonetheless, with several kilo plus hits, but quite often several 100 gram per ton silver associated with good gold mineralization within those intercepts. And just very quickly, styles of veins. This is one of the silver enriched veins on the top there. You can see 10,000 grams silver, relatively low base metals associated with that. Again, these are epithermal veins, so you see another similar high grade silver mineralization, your classic breccia texture with a bladed barite within that vein. And then as you get some of the more sulfide-rich veins, you see that they turn dark because it's all the disseminated sulfides within the veins, breccia textures. You're starting to see more gold. For example, in the upper photo, 2.1 grams gold, 166 grams silver, and much higher base metals. And similarly, in hole 51, another intercept, again a classic epithermal vein with good gold, silver, and strong base metal values. And so what we're doing now is that we're going back onto the project. We've got about 5 weeks. In about 5 weeks, the focus is going to be initially on the camp vein and the Sveinson targets to continue extensions of mineralization where we have been able to add ounces in our last resource update. We'll do a little bit of surface work to try and develop some additional targets and verify targeting that we've identified from the historical historical data on the property. And then a little bit later in the year, probably in the June timeframe, we're back and drilling again at Coal Lake and George Lake, which are again areas where there has been historical drilling. There's clear indications of mineralization that extend laterally for several hundred meters, extend down dip for upwards of 300 to 400 meters below surface, but they haven't seen modern drilling. Of course, they were never entered into the mineral resource update. So again, it's still going after the low-hanging fruit on the property. We're going to be starting in about 5 weeks' time. And so, I just, keep your eyes out. Camp vein and the Sveinson, we're looking at that from the north, so that's north to south. On the right, it's the west, and you can see there's open mineralization, high-grade mineralization that we intersected literally in our last hole on the camp vein, so it's open to the west, at least for another couple of hundred meters. And then you can see at depth. we have zones that we want to continue extending mineralization. As you move to the east into the Sveinson target, that wasn't drilled with nearly as many drill holes as in the camp vein, so there is additional drilling that we want to get there, both to fill in some areas within the Sveinson target, as well as extend it to extend it to depth. Our next milestone is to take this project from 85 million silver equivalent ounces up to 120 million silver equivalent ounces, and we'll start that next month. And basically what you have here with equity, it's a balanced portfolio with exposure to precious and base metals, EV metals, diamonds, and royalties. We've had some exceptional assay results, particularly in the silver. We're looking to build on that as we continue moving forward. And we have, a proven track record of being able to increase substantially to mineral resources. Again, we're looking forward to drilling new targets in 2023 and carrying on this similar style program. Thank you very much.